Ladies and gentlemen, ExtraEmily is back in the news, this time not for running through a red light, but instead because she filed a DMCA complaint against a Twitter user. That's right, Yeet here, who you might recognize as one of Hassan's most vocal critics, received a takedown notice for a video that he uploaded criticizing ExtraEmily. What was it and why did she do this? That's what we're going to talk about today. So let's take a look. Right here you can see the tweet that ExtraEmily DMCA'd. It's Yeet saying, ExtraEmily's dad asks the question, did you pay your college tuition back to us yet? Don't bring that up, I'm going to get cancelled, is what ExtraEmily said according to Yeet. And then the video has been removed in response to a report by the copyright owner. Now, why would she take a video like that down? I think it's pretty obvious. It makes her look bad because she's a rich streamer and she hasn't paid her parents back for what they paid for her college degree. And apparently ExtraEmily has decided that she can't take criticism at all. So instead of dealing with her actions, she's decided to abuse the legal system. That's right, Yeet got this legal notice from Twitter saying your account has been locked. What happened? Your account has been locked because X received a complaint, Digital Millennium Copyright Act DMCA notice for content posted to your X account. Under the DMCA, copyright owners can notify X claiming that a user has infringed their copyrighted works. Upon receipt of a valid DMCA notice, X will remove the identified material. X maintains a repeat copyright infringer policy under which repeat infringer accounts will be suspended. Accruing multiple DMCA strikes may lead to suspension of your account. What you can do: to unlock your account, you must review X's copyright policy. And then if we click this arrow here, it'll take us to the next tweet in the chain, and we can see that Yeet says it was in fact confirmed that it came from ExtraEmily. He said, confirmed she sent the request. This is why you should never respect streamers. True. These clips are taken out of context of my live stream, is the quote. And then if we look here, we can see the DMCA notice. Where is this infringement happening? Twitter, which technically isn't right, should be X, especially in a legal notice. You should use the right name. Description of the original request. The original work is in my own Twitch live stream, ExtraEmily. I captured the work using my own setup and own channel, which, to be honest with you, not a very good description. She does provide the link to the Twitch VOD and then the link to the tweets taking it down. It looks like she also took down the same thing from somebody else named Back From It on Twitter. She tells them it's an audio visual recording, and her description of the actual infringement is, these clips are taken out of context of my live stream. I own my live stream content and this account did nothing to make it his own. He just ripped the video off my live stream without changing it and it is infringing on my work. And then she acknowledges that under 17 USC 512F, she may be liable for any damages including costs and attorney fees if she knowingly materially misrepresents that reported material or activity is infringing. She says that she has a good faith belief that the use of material in the manner as complained of is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agent, or the law, and that she has the authority to act on that belief under penalty of perjury. Now, of course, there's a very obvious problem with this, and that's that she clearly has no understanding of how copyright law works. You see here, she says, and this account did nothing to make it his own. He just ripped the video off my live stream without changing it and is infringing on my work. However, that doesn't mean that it's not covered under fair use. You see, Yeet did add a caption to it, and this caption here, well, it is basically just a description of what happens in the video. It is also a criticism of her actions in the video and what she was doing and why, basically pointing out that she was telling her dad not to bring that up because it makes her look bad and she doesn't want to look bad. This caption here is transformative. It is fair use. You don't actually have to change anything in the video. You don't need to add anything to the video, and we know that for a fact because this actually went to court once before. If you remember, years ago in 2016, Sargon of Akkad was actually sued for this video here, which he had uploaded titled SJW Levels of Awareness. Now, what this video was basically just full-on clips from another creator's video, and this creator, Aquila, obviously was not happy because Sargon didn't add anything to this video. He didn't talk over it. All he did was take the clips from her video and put them in his own video with the caption SJW Levels of Awareness. This title was basically all the transformation that he needed to win this lawsuit. Not only won him the case, but won him his attorney's fees back. And so when you think about that, what did Yeet do here? He added a caption and he clipped out a video to go along with his caption, which criticizes ExtraEmily by pointing out that she was basically trying to hide from the question. So it's the same thing. Sargon of Akkad won this lawsuit against Aquila, obviously, and he got attorney's fees because the court ruled that this was transformative. All he did was use her own clips and change the title. So ExtraEmily, I'm sorry to say, I don't think that you have a good claim here, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get very costly if she doesn't release this because they're going to go to court, and I'm pretty sure Yeet will win. Now, of course, I'm not a lawyer, so you should take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I really don't feel like this is legitimate. That being said, fair use is an affirmative defense, so her filing this claim to get it taken down isn't exactly that big of a deal. She may actually be acting in good faith and think that this could be something that she could win on, because the way that fair use works is that it's a defense, right? Somebody has to take down your video and then you have to sue them or they have to sue you, and you say, no, this was legitimately okay because it was fair use, and then a court determines whether or not something is fair use. There is no actual way to tell if something will be considered fair use by a court without having a judge look at it. That's how it works. However, you can look at the past cases to see how the judges are likely to rule, and the Sargon of Akkad thing kind of makes it pretty obvious how this would go. But again, I'm no lawyer. That being said, Dan Saltman, who you might know as one of Hassan's biggest enemies alongside Yeet, has said that he will pay for 100% of all legal costs for Yeet if his counterclaim is rejected and she sues him. Clipping for criticism is fair use, lifting an entire stream is not. Now, I actually disagree with this. It could be fair use depending on what you use it for. However, I think that he's right when he says that clipping for criticism is fair use. I 100% believe that clipping somebody for criticism falls under fair use, and I think that anybody who says otherwise doesn't really know what they're talking about. And because now Dan Saltman is saying that he'll pay for the legal costs, it has emboldened Yeet, saying that she needs to release the claim or he will counterclaim with Dan's help and seek restitution and attorney's fees. He won't settle either, LOL. Last chance before this spirals out of control for you. And I think he's very correct when he says this is going to spiral out of control, because Yeet can counterclaim and Twitter should put the video back up unless ExtraEmily says, nope, we're not doing that, right? So the way that it works usually, and it really depends on the website, somebody issues a claim under DMCA, Twitter says, hey, we got this claim, we're taking down your tweet, and the person whose tweet was claimed can say, no, wait, that's not true, and they'll file a counterclaim, and then ExtraEmily as the copyright holder will then have the chance to respond to that, and most of the time the response to that is to just sue whoever is infringing on your content. YouTube has some other systems that to go through for it, and I'm not sure exactly what the backend for X looks like, and Yeet is getting support in the comments. That umbrella guy said he's 100% correct. It is well established that your post falls under fair use. And I think that's right. I do think that this whole thing falls under fair use, and I do think that ExtraEmily is making a big mistake here. So hopefully she releases the claim. Now, the problem is she got herself in this massive controversy by doing this and taking down this tweet for no reason. She could have just, said she was going to pay her parents back for the college tuition. She didn't need to get canceled for this. She didn't need to make this into such a big deal. All she had to do was, instead of saying, don't bring that up, I'm going to get canceled, all she has to do is say, oh yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. And the whole thing would be over. There's so many ways she could have navigated this that didn't include filing a very sketchy legal complaint against a random Twitter account. I don't know who gives these streamers their advice, but I really hope that she checked with a lawyer before doing this, because it could be, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees if this ends up going to court. So hopefully she talks to somebody and they tell her whether or not they think she has a good chance, because this is just going to be a total mess for her. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think that ExtraEmily was within her rights to take down this video? Or do you think that she's not within her rights and that Yeet is going to own her Twitch channel in a couple months? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you.